Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name, of course, is Trevor Slescu, owner of Monster Hobbies in High River, Alberta, Canada. So today we will be taking a look at all my model cars from 1965 to 1969. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to dust them this time around. I did get to pull them all out and put them all around, so that's always good. Hello, hello. Um, so we're looking at the cars from 1965 to 1969. So now I was able to pull them all off the shelf and get them together, but I haven't been able to dust them and I haven't totally been able to put them into order. So today's going to be sort of a look around and try to grab the right year. So let's see, what do we got? Oh, I guess we did 65 already. So this would be 66, really. 1966 to 69. So here comes our first car. Once I get it done. This is a 66 Corvette. Now this one that I've made this up a little bit. Of course, there's no 66 Corvette model kit. This is the monogram one, a 65. So what I did to it was I added in my own custom grille in the front that matches the 66 egg crate style grille. And then if you look again, I've painted this with the Polo White with the red interior. I'm trying to turn that camera away from the window a little bit so you can see what's going on. Still, it turns out to be a pretty nice model. Underneath, we've got the almost looks like the Chevy 327 with the tri-carbs and the triangular air cleaner. Again, another nice kit. So glad so many could join us here. I don't think I painted under the trunk mat. No, but the whole car is painted again white. And then there it is underneath, just how nice that ends up looking. There was a lot of these hoods in different kits. So again, I found one that was more like the 66 hood. So this one is a fabrication of my own, which ended up looking pretty decent. So how is everybody today? We ended up with a bit of snow around where we are. So again, quite a nice little wintry winter scene. I'll probably be coughing quite a bit in this because I got to dust stuff. So I got another car from 66 going on. So if you're looking for any gift ideas or whatever, even for yourself, we have a bunch of stuff over at our website, www.monster-hobbies.ca. Model cars and whatnot for sure. I don't know how many people tuned into my Sunday sort of look at the models that we got for sale. I ended up selling 2 of them, but it's been sort of a slow, quiet, early December for sales. I don't know what's going on. Well, nice to see 1964 BC here. Says it's raining where he is, so it's a little bit better than snowy blizzards and whatnot. This is our Johan 1966 AMC Marlin. Actually, I believe this is 67, if I remember correctly. This is such a neat kit. I wish I could get another one of these without having to pay $1 million, because I built this one back in the 90s, and I think it's glued together too much to try to take screwdrivers and pop her apart and everything like that. So I shall leave it with the black and white. I did find this neat decal here. There we go. Sort of a nice view. I think this was from one of the Pontiac, MPC Pontiac kits. You got your posable wheels up front. And then the opening hood. Just got to be careful here. Okay. Haven't opened this in a long time. There, no crack. So there is our AMC. I believe this is a 327, but I'm not totally sure. Can't quite remember what's in these Marlins without looking it up. Hey, David Robertson is in the house. Awaiting 25 centimeters of snow here in Cape Breton. Ooh, there's supposed to be some hurricane thing coming across there. A nice wintry one. I hope it doesn't affect you too badly. Oh yeah, there's the minty toothpaste green. That was the color this model was molded in. So I saved it for the interior and used a lot of bare metal foil in this. And those nice speakers back there, or maybe they're rear window defroster heater holes. I'm not too sure. Yeah, quite a neat kit. No headrests. That's so that it can keep that nice profile where you just see straight through. That was sort of a big thing in the 60s. And then, well, it's not the safest. Not for whiplash, but at any rate. Okay, what else is 66 around here? It's good to think. 67. I think this is 66. Well, this one needs some repairs coming up here. Yeah, I was right. 66. I don't know if I brush the dust off this. This is the... Oh yeah, both my seats are loose in here. Oh man. One good thing about doing this live stream is I'm actually cleaning my model collection car by car. All right, this one's really interesting. The real car is supposed to be a 65, but at the time when I built this, there were no 65 kits. This was way before Mobius came out with theirs, which is kind of unfortunate because the decals are from Fred Cady, or Fred Caddy, one of the two. And the problem with that is he hasn't made these decals in a long time because he's no longer in business. But this is a 66 Mercury Cyclone. And I've done this up as the pace car. And I even cut the roof off from the AMT kit because that was a hard top thing floating here. And I found the convertible boot here, which is nice. Wow. And then I painted all the interior with lacquer-based paints, so that's an off-white. And then there's your instrument panel. Now the problem with this is everything's come loose on it. There's a Ford 390 cubic inch engine. It's got one of those orange radiator hoses or red radiator hoses. That's an old electronic wire that I had. It's got some black wrappings around it. So again, pretty interesting. Nice model kit, AMT made. These ones are good. This is from that golden age of AMT in the 90s when they were competing against Tamiya Japan or Tamiya Japan and Monogram Revell when they were trying to make the best kits ever. And this is one of those. I'm just afraid to tip it upside down because I know what's going to happen here. Here, I'll put my fingers on the seats. There goes the hood. Okay. There's the undercarriage. I used a metallic blue on those exhaust pipes and mufflers, so it turned out pretty nice. Yeah, so again, something to look at. Oh yeah, this is 66 as well. So I've got quite a lot of cars from 66 to 69. In fact, I was almost sitting on them. I've got so many. Like literally sitting on them. Not figuratively, but literally. Oh, man. You guys are going to watch me get asphyxiated here right on YouTube. Here we got the AMT 66 Ford Thunderbird. And I've used the custom hood on this. This was another one that I built as a kid, and then I kind of did some reworking on it. Don't try this at home, kids. No, try it at home. Try a hobby. Build a hobby. You'll relax. Okay, so you got the Thunderbird interior. What I didn't realize is this area back here, just above the seat, is supposed to be painted body color. But I do believe I was, again, 13 or 14 when I built this. Here I am, 47 now. Nothing's really done up underneath. I'm losing the hood. But I've got those sort of Dukes of Hazzard Cyclone tires, or wheels on here. So again, quite nice. And then underneath the hood, we've got the 390 Thunderbird, I think, at that stage. Or maybe even bigger. I can't remember. It's been a while. But still, overall, it looks not too bad. Sort of a upgraded stock version of the car. Not the full-out custom. Although I am working on one that's got the Barris front nose and the elongated back end. It's in my collection of to-do stuff. This is 66 as well. Now, I did show this a little while ago on my Black Cars Look Better in the Shade video. Gee, and even just from that, which was about 3 weeks ago, I think, this thing has accumulated a lot of dust. I think it's time to... hey, John Pole, how you doing? I think it's time to change those furnace filters, if they're even working. This one is the Fujimi 66 Buick Wildcat. Not a bad kit. I mean, body-wise, the exterior, they really have this thing probably as perfect as you could get a 66 Buick. The only downside in here is that interior. It's all flat panels inside. I'm losing my rear window out of here too. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get it in because I have to take all this apart. The other problem are these white wall tires because they have the plastic insert. And if you put in your wheel and it wants to push against that, it'll snap that white wall insert right in half. So that's never any good. Well, not in half, but it'll break a chunk out of it. Have any of you built any of these Fujimi kits? If so, just let me know. It is a curbside, so there's no proper engine in there. That's all just molded in place. You can even see the exhaust manifolds don't connect under there. I do think the AMT one is better if you want all the engine stuff and whatnot. But again, not bad for what it is. That's for sure. Okay, what else is 66 around here? This is... That's 67. That's 66 as well. Okay. Now, here's a real dusty one. Look at this. You can see the dust coming off there. Wow. I'm sending it your way. Is anybody sneezing out there in camera land? Okay. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, how did I get so much dust here? Okay, that's good enough for there. So what we have here is the AMT 66 Ford Fairlane. And this was basically the sister kit to the Mercury Cyclone. They share a lot of components together. And there's another one of these. It's a 427, but I don't have that one. There goes my Cyclone rear bumper. Still a beautiful kit. I actually, when this first came out, I bought an extra one and I kept it in the box. But then the high river flood destroyed that box. So there goes all that. Again, quite nice back end. It's got a Fairlane license plate. And then there's that nice 390 Ford again. This is the only spot that doesn't have dust. Yeah, so there it is all underneath. Again, looking quite nice. Got real shock absorbers in the back. Each of the mufflers are separate. I do believe the rear springs, yeah, they're all separate as well. So again, a very nice model kit. If you ever pick one up, you will enjoy it for sure. For sure. Oh, one thing that works really well on the dust, although I probably should get this wet first, but these are the rags that you get when you have glasses for cleaning your lenses, and they will take the dust off there quite nicely. Almost as if there was no dust on there at all. So quite a nice handy tip for you. Free of charge. And then if you're getting into bigger Fords, here I've got the AMT Ford Galaxy. This one is quite the big car. This one I did a long time ago. I think toward the end of the 80s. This is painted with testers from the bottle. Oh boy. This one went together really nicely. I've got, you can build this one as a stock custom or a NASCAR. I think it's even 4-in-1 because you can also build it as a dragster. There we go. That's looking nice. So I painted white wall tires on this one. Let's see. It's metallic green with the testers. I think it's jade green even. And then inside it's multiple different testers browns. I think there's 3 in there. So like a dark chocolate, a desert tan, and then that funny almost orangey tan color that they have. And then underneath the hood, now I do believe this one is a 427. But there it is in all the glory with the chrome valve covers and air cleaner. Another real beautiful one to build. Just got to watch those hood hinges that are in there. And then underneath, it's sort of a combination of a molded pan as well as separate parts. So it's a little bit odd in that regard, but still quite nice. This one actually did come out in '66 for real. For real. And there you go. And it's still using those old 1930s style tires on there from the AMT kits, but with the white walls, I don't think it looks too bad. Oh, and again, there's the funny license plate from British Columbia that I hand painted with a brush. It's got the very chunky letters on there. Okay, so I do believe that's all my cars from '66. Oh, it's '69 back there. So that would bring us up to 1967. Oh, sorry, I missed one. This is '66. So here we have our Chevy Super Sport. Oh man, Super Dust Sport. I had a weird problem with the paint on this one. I painted this with lacquer. Ooh, it's even chipping over here. So when I was, I had a job in auto body collision repair, and I got a hold of this primer that they were recommending using in the magazines at the time against lacquer. And this primer was for galvanized steel. And apparently the galvanized steel primer is so dense that it won't allow lacquer to penetrate through and eat the plastic of the model kit. But unfortunately, something weird happened with the lacquer I was using on top of the specialized primer. And I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that? There. You can see it crazed like alligator skin. So I don't know if anyone's ever experienced anything like that. Probably it's only me. There's our Chevy motor underneath there. You get all those nice hoses and detail. Again, this was one of those kits that came out with to fight against Revell and Monogram and everybody. And Revell has one of these as well, which I've got in the basement. But this is the AMT version, and I thought it went together really nicely and looks beautiful. The exterior, the interior is again a lacquer spray bomb, quite a brighter lacquer, different blue, light blue. And then underneath you get all the separately molded exhaust manifolds and pipes and everything, as well as your rear suspension. There goes the hood on the ground. So yeah, quite a nice thing. Okay, so let's try to get this together a little better. Try to make this a little more exciting here somehow. Okay, who likes Pontiacs? Raise your hand. Bash the keyboard. Make a signal. Send up a dust cloud. because I got a Pontiac for you coming up. Now, how many of you have built this jewel back in the past? Ooh, what am I polishing under here? Be nice. Okay, we have the MPC/AMT, whoever is going to pump it out this week, 67 Pontiac Gto. I know this was one of the tougher kits to build just because it's so wonky, you know. But I do believe it's one of the only 67 GTOs. I do think Monogram makes a 66 though. But this one, if you notice the license plate says dual, that was another one of the cars in the Test Drive 2 video game, the dual. And I was trying, they were muscle cars you could get in there. So I was trying to get all 5 of the muscle cars and build them as models. So again, in the interior, you can see the Tester's flat blue that I painted it. And then this is one of the ones I painted with my airbrush back in the day. I don't know how well it turned out though. It's a bit of orange peel in it. This is a Tamiya blue. Then underneath you got the little Pontiac motor sitting way out in the open. Not much covering that rear transmission. I'm not sure if this is really how the car was, but that's how MPC brought it out. And all of that is one solid piece. That's why it's all aluminum. Anyway, it's quite an interesting kit. The one problem you have is it's got the little plastic pins that sit in there. So I did have a wheel fall off, and that's why it's not quite turning on this side. Also, the wheelbase is a little bit odd. If you'll notice, this wheel is hitting up against the back of the inner fender well, and this one's hitting at the front. That means that one of these wheels has to go back and out more. But that's just a flaw with this kit. It is not the greatest. The 65 GTO from AMT is a lot better. But at any rate. Okay, 67. So what's happening for Corvette in 67? Well, here I've got the 67 Corvette with the 427 under the hood. Now, this Corvette, and if you're wondering, is the same kind of Corvette convertible that Austin Powers Felicity Shagwell Corvette is. And as you can see, this one went together really nicely. It's got the opening hood under there with that nice 427, as you can see. And again, painted it polo white with the red interior. Again, another beautiful kit. So if you want one of these, don't forget to check it out at our website, www.monster-hobbies.ca. And it comes with the Felicity Shagwell figure as well. So again, quite a neat little kit. Now to tell 67, the Corvettes had these 5 gills on the side, just like a fish. Whereas in 65, they were 3 straight up and down. So there's your Corvette identification of the day. It also has a bit of a scoop in front on the bulge. So nice model. Excellent to build. All the rest. Now I got something from Japan that's pretty cool. So if you guys are into Japanese supercars, super dust. Wow, I'm getting bombarded. So last night, I'm a scout leader as well, and last night was our Christmas scout meeting. So we had a campfire, and campfire always travels to the person that doesn't smoke. So here we go. This was in a James Bond movie, although it was a convertible. The Toyota 2000 GT. This one is pretty amazing. Now, I can't quite remember who produced the kit, but it might say underneath or something. Nope, doesn't say. This one has the electric motor in it, and there's no batteries in this one because I don't want anything to get corroded, but it will make the back wheels turn. And then this has also got opening doors. And there you can see the dashboard with all the gauges underneath. And the other thing it has is the posable wheels. And this one has a little locking rack and pinion style steering in there, and that's so that you can crank the wheels in like this, and then turn your battery on, and the car will do circles, so that it doesn't like drive away on you. Painted this with Trunclad yellow paint, and then did all the bare metal foil work on it. The only thing is the windshield wiper broke on the one side, so it doesn't go into that hole, which is quite unfortunate. And these also have the squishy rubber tires. So again, very nice. I like how the Japanese make this stuff. The only thing is I wish they would stop with the little electric motor toy aspect and give us a proper opening hood with the firewall and all the rest, because that would really dress up this model quite a bit. And I do believe these doors here on the side are fender ventilation or something. Would be nice to have some specs on this as a real car. But you can see sort of how it compares to a Corvette of the era. There we go. It almost looks like a cheetah, if you've ever seen those cars. But again, quite nice. Japanese trying their hand at the international world sports car market. I think they did a good job. Just too bad they didn't make enough of them, because I would like a real one. All right, let's take a look at what's happening for Ford, other than the front wheel falling off. Oh, it came right out of there. Okay. Well, the show must go on. So now this one is a resin-bodied model kit. And it was designed to go onto the later version of this car. I'll show you in a minute here. So I frantically wipe all the dust off. Here, let's go up the non-broken side. The 1967 Mercury Cougar. This one is all resin, except for now the interior. I can't remember, but it was designed to mount onto the AMT 69 Mercury Cougar. That's the wheel that fell off in the front. So under the hood, it's all 69 Mercury Cougar under there. But again, always a cool car. I remember when I was in high school, somebody had one of these, and I was enamored by it with the flip-up headlights and all that. Oh yeah, the windshield is vacuum formed, and you can't really see it on here, but it's quite ripply with all the different little bits of wood irregularities that this thing picked up. Okay, let's see. So the steering on this is supposed to be locked in place. Took me a while to figure that out, so just put that down here where it can't harm anybody. Okay, 67. What else? Oh, this. So this one is actually painted with real automotive paint again, but it's had a little chip to it. Ooh. Is this 67 or 68? Can't remember now. There's our Camaro with the color keyed wheels. This is 67 or 68, one of the 2 years. Good enough. I use those AMT tires on here. They're really narrow. They're like Firestone Supremes, I think. And I painted on the red line tire. So again, this kit is all right. I wouldn't say it's one of the best offerings. It's got the smaller, I think, 307 cubic inch in here, 327. But maybe 289. I don't know, whatever. There it is. Quite a simple kit. Again, one that was made back in the day that they still produce today. You can see underneath all the exhaust manifolds and whatnot, the rear axle, the springs. Again, quite nice. Okay, so let's just take a station identification break. My name is Trevor Oslescu. I'm the owner of Monster Hobbies in High River, Alberta, Canada. We are a Canadian-based web hobby shop. All our prices there are in Canadian dollars. We offer free shipping on orders within Canada that are over $75. We can ship anywhere in the world, anywhere that Canada Post can go, we can go. We accept PayPal and credit cards on our secure system over there on our website. If you use the coupon code YouTube at the checkout, you save 10% off all our pricings off your next purchase. And you can sign up for our newsletter off the side. I will be trying to send one out on the 11th of December. And this one's going to have some model building tips in it. I just got to figure out what those are. And I got 2 days to do this. So I'll do that after this video, but it's going to have some modeling tips in it for a change, as well as some of the product we sell. But it's not going to be totally bombarded with the product we sell. So I'm trying to get better there. So that's what I have for my Monster Hobbies mechanics, which are all of you, is that special discount code called YouTube in lowercase over on our website. So hopefully you'll use that to your advantage this holiday season. Okay, I think that's good on that. So from 67, let's see. So we're doing the cars from 1966 to 1969. And I do have a lot of model car kits. And we have currently brought ourselves up to 1967. And from there, we get into 1968. And sadly, I wasn't, oh wait, no, I got that one. Sadly, I wasn't able to dust them this time around. So I'm dusting them now for you nice people. And my lungs are going to be like black on the inside when I'm done. Man, so it's just like hits you, you know. It's got to be the furnace filter. This can't be, our universe can't be this dusty, can it? Maybe it can. Look at ancient Egypt. Look at ancient Egypt today. Look at the mummies. They're all coated in dust. Maybe I'm turning into a mummy. And it's Christmas. It's not Halloween. How does that go? All right. There's our 68 Chevrolet Chevelle from AMT. This one's sort of I think this one was an original that they brought back out again. It's got the bridged glass up underneath. This one sort of goes together a little wonky, much like the MPC Pontiac 67 Gto. But if you can struggle through that, you end up with a nice model. There's that, is this the 396, I believe? What's the air cleaner say? It looks like 396. And then I wanted a vinyl top on this because the kit doesn't come with one. So what I did was I used some evergreen strip styrene and just glued it on here. But what I could actually do is use masking tape. But this was before I knew about the masking tape trick. So overall, it doesn't look too bad. Hello from Two Talls Model Car Garage. And OG Garage is here. He's saying I'm getting the dust from the couch, but I don't have a couch where these are. But you never know with this house. It could just travel all the way up. Oh, license plate, Nevada Car Nut. So that's always fun. Well, how is everybody today? You having fun where you are? Hopefully it's nice, sunny, and warm and not icy cold and snowy like in Alberta here. 67. No, 68. Okay, here's another one. How many car kits have I built so far? 1964 is asking me a question that may not have an answer. I've built so many I've lost count. I do believe I have about 300 or 400 that are built. And then I've got just that many more, if not even up to 1,000 in the basement waiting to be built. This is another one that I was building for that video game, the Dual Test Drive 2. This is the actual car that was in the game, although it had blue racing stripes, which I haven't put on. It's definitely got those wheels. This is the 68 Shelby Mustang, the Cobra. Another AMT kit. Very nice. The thing that made the Shelby a bit different is that they had the Mercury Cougar tail lamps on the back with the intermittent flashers that would start from the middle and flash out when you did your turn signals. And then, of course, there's some custom bodywork and everything else on these. And then the Shelby motor underneath. Now, I did build another car that I thought was the right one that turned out to be not the right one. And that's sitting down there somewhere. 56 degrees here in Kansas, KS, Too Tall's model car garage. That's nice. A warm Christmas. If you can see in the dashboard, it's red inside there. That's kind of how it was on the video game. And then the scoops. I don't know if I can't remember now. Did those come in the kit or were they from something else? Oh no, they're in the kit. It's the other one that's got the something else. So that'll be coming up soon. Yeah, I guess that's a 68 as well. No, this is 69. Never mind. Okay. Now for all you Mopar fans tuning in, I got one for you here. Just got to get the dust off first. This is your Dodge Charger 500. One of the ones that NASCAR needed 500 of these things to make them street legal. Oh, priming parts in 52 degrees. Oh, that's Fahrenheit, though. If it was Celsius, I think you'd be on fire. That's what we've got up here in Canada. Okay, so this one is the AMT / I guess MPC kit. And it turned out not bad. I think this version is one of the only versions where the parts actually fit together nicely. But I know like the Dukes of Hazzard one, everyone complained because it's got the fastback roof and the Dukes has the window that goes down and comes out. And AMT under round 2 finally corrected that after all those years of this thing being out from the 70s, or actually the late 60s. I think this kit came out in 68 as well. There's that Hemi motor. I built this out of the box, as you can see. Didn't wire the Hemi head, but that would have been nice. The interior is white. I do believe that was the color this was molded in. Flat black carpet. And then underneath we've got our engine with the big headers coming out into the exhaust manifolds. Again, not a bad kit. This one was good, but I know some of those other ones are not that good. Again, if you can struggle through it, you can come up with a nice model. Thanks, Rodrageous. The only thing about it is the orange has orange peel. And I do believe this is Tamiya acrylic. Actually, it's really rough right up here on the top of that. There, can you catch that? I don't know. It's really rough on the top of that fender. Nice to see 10 people have now joined us. Okay, 68, 68. 68. Okay, so 68 also marked another year in the 60s when the Corvette changed. Man, I gotta die. When the Corvette changed body styles, this was the 68 Corvette. You can always tell 68 because it has the external door lock just as a circle right in the top of that fender there. And then I painted it on the back, 1968. I think my hand was a little steadier then, but it's still not the best. It's got the white wall tires. I did that with my tire spinner tool. I've got that video on my channel here about how to tune up and super detail your tires. Polo white with that red interior again. Too Tall's Model Garage is saying, I just finished a Lamborghini Countach LP 500S, my tribute to Cannonball Run. And Rod Reg is saying, I got the Monogram 69 Dodge Super B and the Revell 68 Dodge Charger RT, going to do a dual Mopar build. Yeah, the the monogram kits are way better than the AMT one by about 1,000,000 miles. Some guys even were converting them to the Duke's car just by stealing the decals out of the other kit. That was about it. Oh, and shaving off the vinyl top. I think it had that. This model kit is really a nice one. It's again a monogram or Revell, one of the two. And everything goes together nicely. I've never had any problems building these Corvettes. Again, the motor is nice. Sometimes they'll give you different features for the air cleaners and the hood. This one actually has a remove thing in there because you can put velocity stacks or a blower or something through the hood. But if you want it stock, it's very nice for, here we go. Very nice for just a regular, not too exciting production Corvette. And then underneath, of course, you have a choice between these external side pipes, the lake pipes, or running mufflers out to the back. So yeah. Rod Ridge is saying, yeah, I can't even believe I found a monogram model at Hobby Lobby. Does Hobby Lobby only deal with like AMT or something? I'm not too sure. Of course, being in Canada, I don't think we have I could be wrong, but I don't think we have Hobby Lobby up here. Here's a sister car to the white Corvette. This one I painted before the white Corvette idea. Wow, the dust is really, oh, it's gone into the paint. That means either wax or something. This one is brush painted. Pardon me. You can see in that reflection there a bit of the streaks on it. But I painted this one with brush when I was a kid. And then the other thing I did was I used these wheels from, I think they were an AMT kit. And it almost looks like I drilled a hole through the center of the wheel and put a metal pin in there. So that was it. Two Tails Model Car Garage is saying the Revell special editions are very hard to build just because there's plenty of options to do to it. Rod Rage is saying mostly AMT and Revell. They have been getting in some Atlantis kits and just that one monogram kit so far. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get in what I can for my web store, of course. monster-hobbies.ca. We can ship to the US. Not a problem. Why? I don't understand why everybody makes a big deal about Canada shipping, or from the US to ship to Canada. I don't quite understand what the issue is there, but I have no problems. This one has the 427 hood in it. So again, one of the variants. And then there's the motor with the triangular air cleaner. So again, quite a lot of different versions of these Revell monogram Corvette kits. There's underneath with the pipes going toward the back. Rod Rage is saying hobby shops have pretty much disappeared here in Central Texas. Walmart's supposed to get kits in, but none in my area, so all we have is Hobby Lobby or order online. Order online from Monster Hobbies. The northern Texas, Canada's answer to Texas. Oil fields, farmlands, and erratic weather. That's what we have. Anyway, so there's your 268 Corvettes. Next, what's on the diet? 69. You know what? I don't know what year this Beetle is supposed to be, so let's just pretend it's 68. And here's a 68 Beetle. Okay, Two Tails is saying, I've done business in Canada, bought a few things from Paul Sheehan. I'm not sure who that is. Okay. Canada's a big place. All right, anyway. So this Beetle, I actually used, I built this as a kid and used, I think it was a piece of string or something, to cut the hood open on this, or the trunk actually, since it's in the back, because they give you this interesting trunk panel in here and the hinge, but it comes molded all together as one. And then the Dragonfire decals, they're actually from the Pine cars. So your Cub cars. So you cut the image out, put it over the top, and then you take your stick and you rub the paper, and then you peel that off, and it leaves the decal down below. So these were never designed for this Beetle, but the tail going up around the rear fenders, it kind of conformed. This, of course, is molded in pink, and now the hood is starting to become its own unique version of pink. It's not quite this brightness as underneath where the sun didn't get to it. Rod Ridge is saying, I plan to... Oh, okay. Oh, he does custom flatbeds and trailers. So that's more like a resin thing or something. Or 3D printed. There's a little Canadian flag on the back. That also came with the rub down things. I don't know if I can get this hood open. Oh, yeah, I did. There's your little flat 4 V-dub motor in there. A little bit of pink on that that pulley there. Again, not a bad kit. I do believe this is a Revell Germany offering. Oh, and I painted, there's that steel color. I don't know if I was told you guys about that. That's a Humbrol color. And apparently, well, not apparently, because I've done it, you take a Q-tip and you can polish this and it'll come up like shiny steel. Scratch-built styrene. Neat. Yeah. So it'll come up like steel. And I don't know if Humbrol still makes that stuff. I know I've got an old bottle of it that I keep adding a little thinner in to sludge up from the bottom. A bottle from 1986. Trying to stretch that out as much as I can. One day it's going to become a rock. Anyway, okay, so I do believe that covers everything I got for 68. So now for 1969, and since they're within grasp here, I will show you some more of the 69 Corvette. And this one I used a few decals out of the old decal box. Sadly, that decal box, I had that. My dad used to smoke cigars, and so he had the old style cigar boxes, eh? And so I had a box of decals in this cigar box, going all the way back to like 1982 or 84, somewhere in there, to like my first model car kits. And I got these special RCMP, that's a Canadian Police, right? Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I had decals for making squad cars. And I had decals in there from Denmark and everything else. And they got nailed in the High River flood, and that was the end of them. So that was pretty sad. Oh, nice. Two Talls Model Car Garage is saying, okay, where's this name again? Paul Sheehan built the wedge hauler for my replica of the Roadkill OG ramp truck. That sounds pretty cool. This model kit was painted with clear paint, actual paint, not the floor wax furniture stuff, because the floor wax furniture stuff I found actually will turn yellow over time. So your entire model will become one big yellow bunch of ugh. So that's why I don't use the Future floor polish. And we're talking about Future floor polish when it came out, and it's still going to turn yellow. Anyway, at any rate, so I added in these decals, which I think were from some 50s pinstripe car, and then the Revell ones that came in the kit. And again, you can see just how nice this all turned out. Very nice, simple, beautiful car to build. And again, it's got the 427 with a triangular air cleaner in there and the tri-carbs. And that instrument panel, that's painted with that Tester's tan again. Sort of that orangey tan. So not bad. I do like this one. Oh, I even got a pinstripe up on the back in the center. Hey, Gustavo, how you doing? So nice so many people are joining in. I could talk for like 16 hours in this post, these live streams. I think I'd still get people tuning in. But I was telling the scout leader, our main scout leader last night, about the YouTube things. I said, if I could talk for like 6 hours, I would probably have all my subscribers join in at some point. The only problem is I can't talk for 6 hours. And she said, "Oh, I'd be dead after 5." Okay, good. I can only go for 2, especially if I got to breathe all this dust. Yeah, thanks. Uh, mm, makes a good meal. No, it doesn't. Um, so here's another one. And again, I use some AMT wheels on here just to be different. And tires. These are the BF Goodrich Radial TAs. Painted this with the Tamiya metallic blue. And that's a brush painted model again. And then up underneath, you got your motor, and this one has the exhausts going out to the sides through those lake pipes. The standard hood, that's one that I took from the convertible kit. And then if you open it up, there's that little funny tiny air cleaner one again. I do believe this air cleaner is actually supposed to be going into like a hood scoop hood with the ram air kind of thingy underneath it. I've actually seen that part in my parts box. It almost looks like something that would be part of the radiator shroud, but it's offset or something to that effect. So next time I build one of these, I'm going to investigate that ram air under hood connection deal and build it the right way. 1969. That's all done. I can tell because the dust is off. Oh, that's bad. Oh, here's one that's interesting. This one. Now, remember I showed you that 67 Mercury, right? So I'm already starting to give this away a little bit. Oh, man. Asphyxiation. I need a fan. Actually, what I'd love to get is, I can get them at the dollar store too, is those little cans of compressed air. And then you just blow the compressed air and that actually gets into everywhere. Blow all your mirrors off, but whatever. So what do you do with a Mercury Cougar body after you've used the frame, engine, and all the rest? Well, this is what my dad and I came up with. Now, unfortunately, the bottom popped apart. This is a 69 Mercury Cougar with the Dodge Daytona back end on here and this really gnarly looking hood scoop that I got. I don't know where that was from, but it's still cool. And then I got these side scoops in there down to the bottom. This is painted with a real automotive color, this copper. And I blacked out the windows from up underneath and added that vinyl roof on. This is with the masking tape. Looks like the masking tape's kind of started to shrink on me. I did drill in porthole windows in there, but they looked like hell, so I covered them with the masking tape. Actually, if I take this off, there's what it looks like inside. You can see why this didn't work. But my dad made this. This is from one of the old gas tanks for a Coleman stove. And it's just a tin box. My dad had the, he made this thing where you can fold, what do they call it? A metal brake. He made himself a metal brake. And then bent this all up and soldered it into the back. And then we drilled holes into it. It's funny that this is so crooked on this front one. Maybe it's just, I don't know why. I don't know what I guess two-part epoxy was glued this together or something. Well, it didn't hold. Yeah, why is that so crooked on that front end? Or did I drill the hole? Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. Let's not try to figure it out too much. What I should do is pull this axle out of here and try to drill a new hole on the one side, measure it in a little better. But yeah, that's a curbside, and curbside was sort of a new concept in model building when I came up with this thing. And then it's got the modern type 90s wheels and tires on there, ones that stick out outside of the body. But anyway, it worked for what it needed to be, right? Just a collection of parts and something to put together easy. So with that in mind, I got the 67 GT or 69 GTO. This one I did show before in the Black Cars Look Better in the Shade video. Now this one I built with a friend of mine back in the day. I was showing him how to build model cars. We both bought this because we wanted to do the same one together. Bought it from a little store in Burnaby called Burnaby Hobbies, I believe. I think they're still out there. This is a metallic black done with lacquer, and his car was metallic blue with lacquer, and he sprayed kind of close to where I was. So there's some blue specks in the back of the trunk lid. That's his overspray. He used the Macho license plate from the the 78 Chevy El Camino. That's where that was from. There's that tan again. Seemed to have this thing going on for tan interiors at one point in my life. The only thing that got wrecked was this little bit here. And I think I put the bare metal foil on, and then I went to pull away the excess. And this was not, sanded or something underneath there to get the nice grab in the paint. And so it peeled off with the bare metal foil. Really annoying. And I don't have this color anymore, so I can't touch it up. There's the dual air, or the ram air style Pontiac motor. And as you can see, it's got the big rubber seal on there with the 2 holes for the air. And that would connect up underneath into these little scoops just to get that ram air effect. And I don't know if ram air was really, some people say it worked. Other people say it was sort of just a gimmick. I don't know. I do know that I was in the Oldsmobile Club back in the 90s because I've got a 72 Cutlass S. And we went down as a group to the States from Canada to Washington. They were doing a car show. Some guy almost ran me off the road there. They wouldn't let me on the on-ramp, and that was on the US side. But anyway, so once we got on the highway, I was following behind a guy with a Ram Air Olds, like a 7442 with a Ram Air. And he punched the gas. And I remember this clearly. Out of the 2 tailpipes, this tan colored smoke spiraled out. And the car just went whoosh, like you wouldn't believe. But some people say, the Ram Air was nonsense. It was just how you tune the carburetor. But I don't know. I mean, that smoke screen, I've never seen anything like that before or since. So there must have been something cool behind that. Anyway, the Ram Air dispute. Okay, I've got 2 of these because I wanted to build the options. So we'll go for the poor man's Pontiac Firebird first, the AMT 69 kit, or MPC maybe. It's so hard to know because AMT and MPC, well, they're one and the same almost, because whatever was a true AMT kit has been called an MPC and vice versa over the years. But anyway, so here we go. This is a seafoam green, painted again with a lacquer. It's not quite as shiny. Camera's having some adjustment issues here. This one has the green interior. This is Tester's OD green with a bit of white dropped into it, just to bring it up. And then under the hood, this car's falling apart inside. The interior's dropped down. So here we go under the hood, and we've got that nice Pontiac 6-cylinder motor under there. And that's what it looks like when you build it all up. Quite a neat little machine. Added in some wires. This is actually from a wiring kit. And I added in the hood piece of plastic. That's actually a black piece of cardboard. It should have a little hole and a hood release spring up the center, but still, what can you do? Again, built in the 90s. I got to build something new. Well, I am working on Saturday on that van, as you guys know. If you're joining me, how many are joining me on that build each Saturday? Raise your keyboards. So here's the rich man's Pontiac Firebird. and then we'll do a station break again. Okay, so this is the Pontiac Firebird. Now, AMT at the time had an issue with the decals on this because they didn't pay for the Firebird licensing. So nowhere on this model is, I don't want to lie. Okay, maybe. But there was no, it was a Trans Am part. That's what it was. So there's no Trans Am marking on this. Just says Pontiac or Firebird or something like that. So I don't know if Round 2 has brought this out and corrected that issue. It didn't turn out as a bad model. I got the blue interior on this one. This is I believe, trim clad color. This one has a tachometer on the hood as well. And then if you open up the hood underneath, oh, I broke one of the hood hinges. But there's the full Pontiac V8 painted in the Pontiac proper blue color. And then underneath it's got the one-piece molded rear axle differential, exhaust pipes, and all that. But, I mean, not a bad kit. Oh, there's the sheet styrene under the hood, and that's to prevent the hood from falling in, which I do believe was a problem with this kit. So there, it won't fall in. So if you ever need any of that styrene, I've got sheets and sheets of it. I've got brass tubing and brass sheets as well. The brass is heavy, but yeah. Okay, so we're an hour in. So now it's time to say my thing again. So my name is Trevor Ursulescu, owner of Monster Hobbies in online, because we had to close down our brick and mortar. Pardon me. So as of the oh wait, that's the Saturday thing. So our site is priced in Canadian dollars. We offer free shipping within Canada on any items over $75. We accept PayPal credit cards on our secure pay system. So that means that if you use our shopping cart, none of your information gets shared with anybody else. Right after the transaction, it disappears forever once that's processed. So if you have a credit card number on there, I no longer have any access to it once you make the sale. We also ship all around the world. I've shipped, well, here. There's my European shipping. So it goes from Finland to Sweden. Okay, Sweden, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Spain. Nobody in France likes me. I don't know. No, anyway. And then I shipped as far down as Brazil, which is this pin right there. And, okay, so that's domestic, or international, pardon me. And then I've shipped within Canada, gone all the way up into the Northwest Territories right there. A lot in Alberta, British Columbia, nowhere in the prairies, Ontario and Quebec. And then this might be of interest to somebody. I've gone to Nova Scotia. Okay. And then down into the States, all the way through here. And I've got one in Mexico, although I didn't print off the Mexican map, so I can't remember where that one was. Let's see. Somebody said they were from Texas. So I've shipped, some of the pins fell out of here too. I've shipped just outside of Houston and right into Dallas. And then in Mississippi, I'm somewhere in between Jackson. Shipped down to Nashville, Atlanta, Miami Beach. Oh yeah, a lot of these pins got bent. Something got put on top of this. Pittsburgh, as Bugs Bunny would say. So all the way into the old 13 states. And then St. Paul, Minneapolis, somewhere in Kansas, just sort of south of Topeka. Phoenix, Arizona, and then somewhere just like west of Flagstaff, into California, all the way down to Oregon, and then into Seattle. So yeah, I've shipped everywhere, man. Okay. So if you use the coupon code YouTube at the service checkout thing, you will save 10% off your entire next order. So everything on there will be reduced for you. And if you're Canadian, you add that to your free shipping. You're doing well. I'm giving you a good deal. And you can sign up for our newsletter on our website over here off the side. And I'm making up a new one that's going to have some tips in it. I hope I can get it done because it's coming out the 11th. So watch for that. Okay, so American Motors for $69. What's new in an AMC for 1969? Well, I started this video with the 66 Marlin, and unfortunately, there's nothing in between those years. Yeah. Okay, this is another Johan kit. This is the 69 Rambler, SC Rambler. Although technically, if you turn it to the back, it's a 66. The taillights are wrong for 69, but I mean, if it's the only one, there's not much you can do. I figured out a plan on how to actually make the proper taillights using an old toothbrush, but did not come to be. This one actually has armrests or headrests in the seats, which is really nice. The interior is a tub type, but then you get that nice dashboard in there. You get the correct scoop. Now, Johan was releasing these for a while, and then Johan under Seville, they went sort of bankrupt, I believe. So Testers ended up with a bunch of Johan kits, but then after that, Okie Spaulding ended up with all the Johan stuff, and he's only ever released one kit, and that was a long time ago. Under the hood, I built this following a magazine article. The only thing missing is it's like a Mustang where it's got the cross braces up top on those shock absorber towers, but this one, they didn't include it. And the decals in here are a little oversized, which is sort of a problem at the end of the Johan existence. So you can see a little bit of overlap because I had to cut it and overlap it to shrink it down a bit. Whereas, of course, now it would have been easier just to mask this off and paint it. It's also got a nice little opening trunk. So you can put some stuff back there. It's kind of a sweet little car. The only issue is this big gap on the one side. So, and then underneath, all the exhaust pipes and everything are all molded, not to the chassis, they were separate. And this whole back panel where the trunk is, that's all separate too. Painted that motor with that Pontiac blue again. Ended up quite nice. I like it. The only problem is it's got those glass beams across the top, and I put glue on there and it kind of melted a little bit of the roof. That's my worst what do you call them, pet peeve with these kits, is you glue the glass because you don't want it to fall out. You don't want to get fingerprints on the glass, so you glue it on those rails, and then the rails melt the roof in, so you can see the stupid rails. Anyway, I guess I got to be more sparing on that. Oh, this one's got some pieces missing. So now we'll get a little ahead on the Rambler scene. So in the 90s, when Testers got a hold of the Johan molds, the 4 that they got, they came out with Pro Streeting was a big thing. So they reissued these kits as Pro Streets, but they really weren't. So this is the Rambler Pro Street. Now what I did though is, instead of using the Rambler wheels that came with it, which are sort of the 500s, I think, I went and rummaged through the parts box, and I found myself these wheels from the 32 Ford Vicky. They're 70s style 5-slot mag wheels, but it did dress it up a bit. And these stripes on here are from the actual kit. That was the Pro Street. Remember the Boyd Coddington type look to this thing. The white interior is the actual color of the plastic. And yeah, as you can see, that nice dashboard in there. Still got the little, they call this a shirt box scoop for some reason. But again, opening up the hood, being careful. See the nice motor underneath. I painted it that same Pontiac blue, and one of my exhaust manifolds came off and actually unhooked itself. So I got to find that, but this one has a single exhaust currently. It's supposed to have duals, and it's got the nice chrome trumpets coming out the back too. And the opening trunk. But this time around, I put a spare tire in there, and I do believe, maybe not, I think I added in a strip of styrene in here just to correct that gap a bit, but I still see a gap, so maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I definitely know I did that on a kit coming up. Okay, so here's our second offering from AMC from '69. Yes, I've got quite a lot of 60s cars here. But don't worry, we're in 1969, so that's coming up to the last year. All right. So one of our fellow model car garage mechanics here said that I should continue with my series of, so there's your AMX for '69. So this one was a Shirley Shannon car, but I converted as best I could back to a stock '69. That turned out not too bad. You can see the interior. So what our fellow garage mechanic guy was saying is that he wants me to go back to doing these as individual car videos. And it's not a bad idea because like what he's saying is I'm all grainy in here and there's like the light there and everything else. And this is pretty crappy as a camera. So I'll try to do that. But again, it's nice. The thing with the live stream that I like is that I can talk to everybody and everyone's commenting here in the sidebar. So it's sort of that 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I just wish I could hook my digital SLR camera right into this computer and use that as my thing. So here you can see the two holes in the hood, and that's how it actually came. And there's some air cleaners and stuff I got from a Chevy in there. But again, it ended up being quite nice. I even added in the engine wires, wired it to the correct firing order. I used to do that back in the day. And turned out pretty good. There's one wire here that's just sitting off to nowhere. I need a coil, and that's what it's supposed to be going into. So someday when I get the coil, that'll end up in there. There's the underneath. I added in those mufflers. Can't remember where I got them from. It just adds to the detail. I even put in a fuel line coming in here. Goes up there and into the back of the fuel tank. Added in the Oldsmobile 500s. I forget, Magnum 500. It's like Magnum PI. And even put in the red walls. So it ended up not too bad. Yeah, the only thing is that hood. Couldn't quite figure out how to get that flush. Oh, there's your future floor polish. Note how the headlamps are now yellow. Those were clear as a bell at one point in history. Now they're yellow. So I do not advocate the use of that future floor polish stuff. I even got it on some decals and door handles where it's like a big yellow mark now. So anyway. Okay, speaking of Shirley Shahan, there's the Drag-On Lady. And again, you can see Johan was having an issue with the decals being just a little oversized. But that's how it looks with the Fireball 500 or Firestone Drag 500 tires, the ones that would rip apart. And there's your interior in there. Another beautiful kit. Stripped the bumpers to paint them just like the real car. And paint it over. Then underneath it's got that really crazy set of headers. So again, you can appreciate now what I did for the stock variation of this. If you look at how different it is. Yeah, a lot of work into the stock one. And then when you open up the hood, you've got the dual ram air dual quad carburetor set up underneath there with the trumpets. That goes into those holes that I plugged on the other one. So quite a nice kit. Lots of detail on there and very accurate. So that is that one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man come crashing through the door. Okay. I already dusted this one earlier. This one is nice. For all you Ford fans, the Blue Oval Brothers, this is your, just lost it, the Ford Cobra. This is what the heck is this one called? The Torino, named after the racetrack. What they did on here is they added in that front nose to drop it down to get it a little more aerodynamic. Now, remember in one of the videos I told you that I was at a car show, or I figured out that the transmissions on automatics have a seam line that runs right up the middle of them. This is that car. And I left that seam in there underneath, right there. This is the one and only seam line on this model that hasn't been like sanded down or whatever. And the reason I left that in there is transmissions come into a right and left hand side with all the guts in the middle. I discovered that. So I showed this at the model car show and they turned it upside down and they docked me points on that because I guess the judge never knew that the transmissions were in two parts. So this one is painted with a metallic root beer style brown. The interior is another, that was a lacquer paint. The interior is also a lacquer paint, and I know you can't really see that too well. But the seat cushions are covered with a decal, and that was, I can't remember, but they made upholstery decals. Got that downstairs. And then the instrument panel is flat black under there, and the hood also is flat black. That was to break down on some of that sun glare, which I wish they would do that. And there's your big motor under here. Another beautiful kit by Monogram. This one goes together so nice and looks excellent at the end. Yeah, so, and then the door handles, if you look on here, they're open. So you can actually wrap your 1/25th scale hand in there and open the door up. So again, a very nice kit. Should have got me more than a bronze in that car show. But whatever. Can't worry about it now. That was 15 or 20 years ago. We won't even talk about that. So this one's missing a couple of pieces, mainly mirrors. How many people like Chevrolet? How many people like Chevrolet Corvairs? Because here it is. AMT's 1969 Chevy Corvair. I think, well, unless you're going to get into, the old promos, I think this is pretty much the only kit-built Corvair out there. Should be nice if like Mobius or somebody came up with a 65 or 63 or something weird. That'd be pretty cool. Painted again with a trim-clad color. This is their medium blue. Let's try to get some of this dust off this beauty. Of course, the Corvette, or the Corvair, was the car that Ralph Nader wrote about in his book Unsafe at Any Speed. My dad actually has a copy of that book. Got it brand new. Has a metal axle through the front, and then in the back under here, if you can see right there, the universals spin with that. The Corvair had the flat 6 motor in it, much like a Volkswagen. Yeah, they were air cooled, or were they water cooled? Let's just take a check in here. It was air cooled, just like the Volkswagens. And in a lot of the hot rod Volkswagens, these Corvair motors ended up sitting off the back, especially on your like Baja Beetles and whatnot. Now, what is that on the seat? Pair of photo etch sunglasses from one of those photo etch kits from long ago. Now, unfortunately, the trunk doesn't open, but I suppose you could make it open under there. As you can see, the underpan is very simplistic. It's just the motor end that gets busy, but that's all just a one piece like a promo. Still, nice ride. Pretty cool model to build. This was the one where I had to put in a strip of styrene along the side. And I had to be careful with that because this little divot on the back here matches up the line on the hood. So if you put that plastic in the wrong spot, of course, it would be off center. So that's what I did just to correct the gap issue in here. And I even added in the little runners with that sheet styrene so that the hood wouldn't fall into the motor. So yeah, that was quite nice. And then this one is 69 Olds. This is the Hearst Olds, the factory production type car. But this one is actually a combination of the Johan 1970 Olds and the AMT 69 Olds. Now what I did was I was using the undercarriage on something because the AMT kit has opposable wheels. The Johan frame doesn't. So I think I was trying to make my own 72 Cutlass, and that might be where the underpan is. So the Johan one has the steel axles going through, or plastic ones. So I used these really 80s style wheels on this thing. And then it's got the special Hearst Ram Air hood. And then up underneath, I used the Fred Cady decal under there just to denote the 442. The red air cleaner, that's actually a factory stock thing. You also get that pan underneath there. Yeah, Rod Regis loves the Oldsmobile Hearst edition. He's been looking for the AMT version. They came out with this just recently again. So it's on the market. Maybe I can see if I can get one. I need to sell my other stuff first. Buy my other stuff first, then I can order in new stuff. This has got the AMT MPC I Love Model Cars bumper sticker. Just put that on the trunk lid for fun. The only issue I had with this was the decal forming to that drop. So just be aware that you might have to cut the decal a little bit and hope you can get it to line up. Again, this is another nice kit. Oh, these little side mirrors. When Hearst made the SC Rambler, which again is this one, those mirrors are actually Hearst mirrors. So they designed the Oldsmobile mirrors first, and then they put them on the SC Rambler because they needed some distinctive side mirrors. So that's a bit of that car history again for you. Okay, where does this go? That's not a good place. Let's put it here. The one problem with making your wheels turn is that your cars can roll away on you. Okay, speaking of the Oldsmobile, let's take a look at another one of these great ones. Now, there's a mistake on this car, and I'll point it out in a minute. But I did not know this originally when I built it. I found out about this when I joined the Oldsmobile Club. Okay. Now, this is another combination of things. This is my Super Street Machine. Silver with a red interior for a change. I used the seat belts from some of the AMT 60s kits. Added in a special racing style steering wheel and a few tachometers, or a tachometer up there. I also made my own bench seat, if you notice, because this one comes with buckets. So I used that strip styrene again and formed something over, and then I used some flocking and painted it with a Tester's flat red just to make it look like a blanket. Turned out pretty nice. I don't know how well you can see that, probably not at all. Kind of accurate to an Olds bench seat. The steel rims came from the AMT 58 Chevy. It's amazing I remember this. I built this thing in like 1995 or something crazy. Here's the problem. These stripes, there are no stripes on the trunk lids of Olds, like the special Olds 442s or whatever. That was a Chevy Chevelle thing. And these are Fred Cady decals, and he put the back in there. So I just assumed that was correct. When I went to the Oldsmobile Club, oh boy, I got in trouble from those guys. Those aren't official stripes on the back of the trunk lids. They never had that. That's a Chevelle. Dude, don't kill me. Anyway, so that's how I learned about that. There it is under the hood again. I didn't use the 420 or 442 decal under there, but that's how it ended up. The engine is gold. And this kit has the front posable wheels. So that's the proper AMT/MPC underframe. Again, a very beautiful kit. So Rodrageous, if you can get one of these, you will be most happy with it. I've got a few, but I'm keeping them. Anyway, oh, and there again on the hood, that little decal has the letter S in there. So this is my earlier version of a Cutlass S. And again, oh, yeah, they would have that stripe package underneath. But I don't know if the stripe package underneath matches the hood stripes either. So it's one of those kind of deals that if you're trying to restore accurate olds, just do your homework a lot. And remember, no stripes on the trunk lid. Okay. Now, I might have the year wrong on this one. Ooh. There's a piece of the license plate just flipped off. I think this is a 69, but it could also be a 72. So I'm not totally sure on this one. Your Chevrolet Nova or Chevy Nova, Chevrolet Nova. Is that a 72 or a 69? I can't quite remember. My sister had the Acadian version of this, the Canadian version. One thing about this car, actually, I saw one in Michael's and I was debating to pick it up, but again, it's going to cost me more than what I get at wholesale. When you own a hobby shop, that's never any good. This one, you glue the fenders on separately, and it's got full windows in here. So the glass covers up everything. And as you can see, I had a glue issue in here, and it's all scraped with a knife right along the edges of all this. That's my solution to fixing this thing. And I painted it the same color that my sister's Acadian was in, which is this metallic blue, which I do believe is Tamiya blue again. Tamiya, tomato, potato. Ooh. My seat is busted in here, and there's no way to access it through the side windows. Oh boy, that's fun. That's why I thought of getting another one of these. And you can build this as a dragster as well. There we go. So there's my engine under there. And as you can see, I wired it up with all the wires that I have. Ended up not bad. But again, it's the windows mucked up that really is the sad part. It's got to be a 68 or 69 because it's got those side scoops in. I don't think the 72 had that. But I am no expert on Zenova. So I could be wrong. But at any rate, it turned out nice. Did it show underneath? There's underneath. Separate molded exhaust pipes. Yeah, it turned out good. It's a bit sloppy, though. I always thought this kit was kind of... If you need a Nova, get it. If you don't need one, then you don't need one. Okay. Hey, just one more to go. Then I can wrap up with my station identification. ASCO is here. What's up? I'm doing models. 1966 to 1969. Rodrageous is saying... That's the Revell Special Edition Supernova kit. No, it's AMT. Mr. Rotten Scurvy Dog. Can I call you that? Don't take offense. AMT 72 Chevy Nova SS Old Pro. Okay, yeah, I got the year wrong then. And Rodrageous, if it's a 69, I just built that one. Okay, no, it's the AMT 72. The thing is, it doesn't say what year it is on the box. It just has SS Old Pro, and then it shows it like drag racing off into the universe. So that's why and then the Nova didn't really change from 69 to 72. So easy to get it confused. And again, I'm not really the Nova guy. I'm not in the Nova. when it comes to that. I'm just getting dusted like you wouldn't believe. Doo-doo-doo. Almost time for a station break. I'll save that to the end. No sense in doing a station break and then breaking in to do a break like 3 minutes after. This one's missing a mirror, but this is your 69 AMT Mercury Eliminator, the Cougar Eliminator. Of course, the Cougar is a middle-aged woman sitting around in a bar waiting for a date, so this is the car that eliminates that. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. All right. White with the blue interior. Quite a nice model kit. And then you get your opening hood in there with that big 428. Uh-oh. I can see why I broke the hood hinge on this. We have a issue here. An issue. Come on. Do I force it or not? It's just caught in that little tiny zone. I know I'm going to break you. There. I didn't break it. Don't know why I get so tight in that one little spot. So there we go. There's those cross braces that I was telling you about. Those ones should be in that AMC Rambler kit, the SC Rambler, but they're not included. So if you can make those out of sheet styrene, it would dress up that kit quite a lot. But at any rate, there it is. And this has those funny Goodyear polyglass tires on it. They have a really nice tread, but I do believe that Goodyear lettering just sticks out so much off those wheels. I don't know. But yeah, again, so the nice blue in there and everything. And that brings us to our last car. So this was one that I thought I had right, but it turned out to be the wrong car. So I was telling you about the Test Drive 2 video game, The Duel. And inside there, they had a particular car, which I thought was this year, but it ended up being a 68 instead. So I painted up this one to be the Duel car. This is the 69 Shelby, just going to say GTO, Shelby Mustang. And as you can see, it's got Duel at the back. Still got the Mercury Cougar rear tail lamps that were intermittent. But it's the wrong year. And these scoops, they came from that Slick Slacks Lindbergh 132 scale Model T stuff. Oh yeah, Asco says that he had the same Cougar a long time ago. And there was a 428 of that. Or, yeah, the 429 came out as well. Exact same car, just a motor change or something. So, so I painted this with a brush. And then I masked the stripes with masking tape and painted those on with a brush as well. Turned out not bad. I mean, I was whatever age at the time. These are the Keystone Mag Wheels, my favorite mag wheels of all time. And I can't remember where I got those from, either the 57 Chevy or the 40 Ford kit. And then inside they're painted red on the top of the inner door, and then red inside the instrument gauges. Okay, and then there's that big Mustang motor in it. Now this is a either a monogram or a Revell kit, the dual license plate. Did that with a pen. This kit goes together very nicely, and it's been out quite a lot of times. This was from a one of the Hot Rod series of issues back in the late 80s, early 90s. And it was molded in black plastic, which I didn't touch up underneath here. And I painted over all that with the white paint. I think I did about a whole ton of coats. Actually, there's a little bit of paint dots along the bottom here where the paint got a little too thick and started to bubble on itself. So there's those. Okay, looks like I dusted everything in here. Put all the dust in my lungs. Now, one thing I haven't shown is I have some service vehicles like ambulances and stuff, the Johan ones, and police cars. And those are from this same time period. But I didn't put them in this video because I'm thinking of doing one of emergency vehicles coming up in the future. Let me know in the, actually, maybe I should do a thing for that. But in the, what do you call that? On the website where we talk, you know, the community tab. On there, I will put a thing saying, like, maybe, do you want me to do these models next or something on this live stream? So maybe I can get a little bit of direction on the next video. Otherwise, I'll do like cars of the 30s or 40s because I haven't done those yet. Whatever still needs dusting. Should just entitle these videos stuff I need to dust. And now I finally dusted it. Yeah, maybe I should go that way. Maybe I'll get more views. Oh, what did he dust off next? I don't know. Oh, and I do have I didn't bring this down because it's in a case. It is, yeah, I should show that later. It is a surprise, but it's a GTX surprise, a 68 GTX. So we'll leave that for a future idea. All right. So to wrap all this up, my name is Trevor Ursulescu, owner of Monster Hobbies. We are now 100% online. Pardon me. There's our website, www.monster-hobbies.ca. Our telephone number is still in effect as well. It took me 15 days to get that moved from the old location to the house. Tell us, of course. Paint and Namer saying taking his models to the car wash. Yeah, that would be good too. Okay, so our website is priced in Canadian dollars. I should put a maple leaf on there or something with Canadian dollars. So if you see something that looks expensive, do the US conversion rate on it and you'll see it's okay. OG Garage, nice to see you again. So we're in Canadian dollars. We offer free shipping on Canadian orders over $75. We will ship to the US. We'll ship to anywhere in Europe, anywhere that Canada Post can get it. And we do a tracking number as well, so we can track the package. We accept PayPal and credit cards on our secure pay system. So if you go to the terminal, not on PayPal, you just request you want PayPal and then I'll contact you. But if you use your credit card through our secure pay system, after the order has been processed, all that information just disappears. So that's our secure thing. I can't even access it. I can't sell it to the Russians or the Chinese or any of that jazz. It just disappears. So everything there is secure for your protection. That's how we run it. Use the coupon code YouTube and you will save 10% off your next order. And that goes for anything. So if you're in Canada, you get an extra bonus because you're also getting the free shipping plus 10% off if you use that promo code YouTube. And then sign up for an online newsletter, which on the website will be in here somewhere. Looks like an airmail envelope. If you don't know what an airmail envelope looks like, they look like this. And it will say on there, sign up for our newsletter. Now on our newsletter, I've been showing people like what's for sale, but I think I'm going to add in, for a little extra value, I'm going to try to add in some tips and techniques in the next one. So the next one is coming out on the 11th, which means I got to write it right after this because I got a little behind. I'm trying to get my website built up, and that takes a lot of time. But coming in next, I should be okay. We're getting into the Christmas season. Hopefully not much is happening. My in-laws are going away somewhere, so that means we're not getting, having to go somewhere. So I'll try to get some more stuff put in there. That's about all I can say. So until next time, everybody, all my model car mechanics, it was nice talking to you. We will be doing another video for Friday. And then Saturday, we're going to be building this. Oh, I took it to the other room. Pardon me. we're going to be continuing working on that van. I am, and that's our build. And then on Sunday, I'll show you some more of the model kits we have for sale. That's more my Sunday day. This is just, I'm just saying this stuff to remind you guys that I'm doing that. And it's 2:45. I got to go pick up my kids from school at 3, but they're usually late anyway, so that's okay. So until next time, everybody, happy model building.